Good afternoon. We welcome you back to Baton Rouge, and first day of the regionals here in Baton Rouge. Game 2 of the day has ended. LSU gets the win over Rice by the score of 70-60. We are joined by head coach Kim Mulkey, also by Michaela Williams at the far end, and in the middle, last tier Poa. We will start by asking questions for the players first, please. You please address the players by name so they know who you're talking to, and if you'll introduce yourself and your affiliation, since we are streaming this, we will bring a microphone to you, and then after the players are done, we'll dismiss them, let them go back to the locker room, and we'll have questions for Coach Kim Mulkey. So with that, we'll open up the floor for questions for Michaela or last year.
For POA, Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. How important was it for you to get out there and play, and how did you feel with a good number of minutes today?
I was really nervous. I mean, obviously coming back from the injury, but I was really excited to play with the girls again and obviously getting the feel of the court with them again. But, yeah, it was good.
Michaela, I guess for you it's a similar situation. You're working your way back, even though you played in the SEC title game. Just what was it like, the pace, and then obviously playing in your first NCAA tournament game?
The pace wasn't anything different. I mean, I came in expecting it because we've been playing like this all season. But I was excited. Obviously, we got a W, but it's not how we wanted to start March Madness off. But we can't do anything but go back to the drawing board and pick it up for the next round.
In New Orleans, for both the players, it kind of felt like you guys finally got into a rhythm in the third quarter, 23 points, just kind of what led to that in that frame.
Obviously we had to pick up the pace. Obviously, it was a sloppy game, and I felt like we were just out of rhythm at first, missing shots. But those are the shots that we normally make, and it just happened to be one of those games. But obviously in the third quarter we picked it up, and we continued.
To piggyback off of POA, I think we picked it up, but I think that's just us hitting shots. We still had a lot of turnovers, and we still had a lot of sloppy possessions. We just happened to make shots at the right time.
This is for last here, and Michaela, this is Blake Berdire from WNBA Swish. What do y'all had 24 turnovers. What do y'all think you got to do next game to correct that problem?
Take care of the ball. I mean, that's really all it is to it. Take care of the ball and pay attention to the details. Take care of it. Look who you're throwing it to. Stop making careless turnovers.
Yeah, I agree. Take care of the ball, but I feel like just making the right plays at the right time and obviously being more patient and being more of a leader.
Yes, for both of y'all. Just how good was it to be tested right out of the gate and kind of feel the intensity that is postseason play?
I mean, it's always a good feeling to get your feet wet early so we don't kind of get shook later in the tournament. But like I said, it's not kind of how we wanted to start it. We had higher expectations for ourselves. So just going back to the drawing board and picking up all those sloppy mistakes.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, we just got to focus about next game and check it off.
Any other questions for the players?
It's the job that Anissa did. I think it was in the third quarter where she really I think she had 4 buckets in a row or something. Her physicality down low and kind of helping you guys get back on track. What kind of teammate and important part of this offense and defense especially is she?
Anissa, as soon as she came in, she was a leader, especially for me. So just her picking us up, and when she goes at a full head of steam, we're all right there back to follow her.
Just like MK said, Anissa's just a beast, obviously, and once she gets her role and, gets the hot hand and the feel for the basket, we, kind of piggyback off her, and, she's just an amazing player, so she did really good.
Y'all out-rebounded them by over 15. Was that, and was that a point of emphasis to get the ball to Angel and Anissa? Was that the point of emphasis to get them the ball and to get the ball in the paint?
Yeah, the main focus, because we pretty much have the best bigs in the country, and I truly believe that. And I feel like the first thing while playing, it should be looking inside, and obviously once they start doubling and trying to piggyback off how they're playing them, then we kind of can run different plays.
Good players. One more in the back for the players.
Chessa Boucher with NBC 33 here in Baton Rouge. For both of you, Angel struggled. She was double teamed, had a lot, but she also dominated the boards. What did you see from her, knowing that, hey, maybe she's not getting the looks or the shots that she wanted, but making up for in the back on the other side?
I think Angel's just a good teammate. Even though she had an off night, she was there for me every time I missed a shot, encouraging. She was talking about how she was just going to rebound and do her part on the defensive end. So I appreciate her for being that leader and not getting down on us in the game.
I mean, I've been playing with Angel for a while now, and I feel like the expectation, especially for women's basketball, she set it so high. And obviously when she does have one of these games, she does show the leadership, on the other side, it's okay, keep going. And people don't obviously see that part, but she's a great leader.
Paul, Michaela, thank you all very much. Congratulations. Appreciate your time. We'll look forward to seeing you Sunday.
Thank you.
All right, we'll let the players get back to the locker room. We'll open up the floor for questions for Coach Mulkey. Again, please introduce yourself and your affiliation. And with that, let's open up the floor for questions for the head coach.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. You talked about this yesterday, just the concern about the time off in between the tournament and this. What did you think about, the team and the way they came out and eventually settled?
I want to give credit to Rice. I'm just a coach that believes Rice was excited. They have a new coach. Two of my former managers are their coaches. Proud of those guys. I just thought there was a feeling about us that maybe lack of urgency and thinking that you could get beat. But at the end of the day, you have 24 turnovers. You're gonna look bad. And 24 turnovers, it almost became comical because I thought, are they in a contest to see who has the most turnovers? Because that's how many each of them had.
Jerry Lee Willis Jr., the College Sports Report. Coach, you just mentioned one of the points of emphasis you carry on in practice all the time, not having an off day. And today, it wasn't so much an off day, but it was just that they were slow.
It was an ugly basketball game. It was an ugly basketball game. It's okay. You won't hurt our feelings. Okay, it happens, but you won. Keep perspective. You won. You survived, and you're going to advance. If I remember last year against Miami in the Elite Eight, that was an ugly basketball game, and I told the audience I'd turn my TV off. I wouldn't watch this. It was ugly today. To emphasize the good things, we did hold them to below 39-9 from the field. You're going to win games when you do that. We didn't shoot it bad, with the exception of a couple of players. I thought the other players had good shooting percentages in the shots that they took. I thought we got to the foul line like we have all year. We put them at the foul line, if I remember, right about the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter. That's bad. That's bad defense right there. And we were not very disciplined in that fourth quarter. I thought our crowd was outstanding. Very, very good crowd today for a 3 o'clock game on a Friday. But we don't work in Louisiana. Fridays are that's the first day we get to party. The weekend, baby.
Matthew Brunier on 3. Just Michaela and Flage, especially Michaela coming back from the injury. Just how did you evaluate them offensively and how they were able to get their shots?
Well, they both shot it pretty good. I think Michaela was 5 for 10. Flage was 5 for 9. That's a freshman and a sophomore, and I thought they did just fine shooting the ball. Because they're just the turnovers. I mean, 24 turnovers. That's bad. And I'd like to give Rice some credit for their 1-3-1 half-court defense. May have created maybe half of those, but a lot of those turnovers were just us. A lot of them were just unforced.
Scott Rappelé with The Advocate. Kim, would you talk about the, playing Poa how you've planned to play her today. Did you think you'd get that many minutes out of her? Yeah. And how did you think she looked?
I thought she did fine. I thought she frustrated me at times, just like Haley did. Those are your two primary ball handlers. What did they frustrate me with? Turnovers. So it was flipping a coin, which one was not going to turn it over. But I'm grateful that Poa is healthy. I'm grateful that she's back, and we're a better basketball team. We have more depth with Poa, and she's not under any constraints as far as playing time or anything like that.
Bryce Kuhn with 24/7 Sports. Coach, it was kind of mentioned earlier to the players, but just your kind of initial reaction to, obviously, Anissa as a tone setter. I mean, I know you've seen this all year out of her, but especially in that third quarter, felt like she could really kind of set the tone, and both players mentioned we follow when she kind of gets rolling.
Anissa is, her motor never stops. She's just, she has the same pace the entire game, and that pace is just really good. And she's just been an outstanding player for us, undersized post player. Probably don't use her enough on shooting the three ball because of our offense, but she battles in there for rebounds, and I'm just grateful I get to coach her and she's on our team.
In my first question, you kind of had a statement that maybe they didn't feel like they could be beat. Did you like that this was a bit of a reality check or a test for them?
I like that we won. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and critique everything we did bad. What good is that going to do? There are a lot of teams that got beat today that weren't supposed to get beat. We won, and we advanced to play an outstanding Middle Tennessee team and program. I have much respect for Coach Insel and the job he's done, and have a former All-American player of mine on that staff. So I'm getting old.
This is Blake Spadell from WNBA Swish. What do you think of Angel's leadership abilities despite her having an off-shooting game?
Angel got 19 rebounds. She didn't shut it down. She got 7 shot attempts, so it's not the Angel Reese show with us. We got other people that can score. She brings a great deal of attention to us, and we're so glad. She's an All-American, but everybody's entitled to a bad game. She's entitled to one, and her teammates picked it up for her. Freshmen, scored points. Poa came in from being hurt. You just help a teammate. You just battle through. But the only time a coach, or the only time I would get upset with somebody that has a bad night is if you just quit on us. You don't give us something. Well, she, I think, almost had 20 rebounds, so she was trying.
One more question for Coach right back here.
Coach, you mentioned earlier not wanting to really dwell on all the bad things. It doesn't do a lot of good. What do the next 24 hours look like for you all in terms of kind of moving on from this and kind of prepping for Middle Tennessee?
Well, we're going to have dinner tonight. We're going to recruit tonight. We're going to watch film tonight. We're going to get in bed late tonight. We will sleep in a little tomorrow. We'll come and watch film as a group tomorrow. Come meet with you guys again tomorrow. I can't wait. And get back on the floor, very limited minutes, because you played a hard game today. So, do we know what time we play Sunday? Anybody?
Not yet. Won't know till late tonight.
Won't know till late tonight. Is that before my bedtime or after my bedtime?
Sounds like you're going to be up late, so we might
Probably
find
before.
out.
Because television dictates everything, right?
Why are you looking
Right?
Why are you looking at me?
Huh? Some whiskey. You like whiskey? You knew. Where are you from? You haven't been in my press conferences, so where are you from? Mandeville, St. Tammany Parish. They got a lot of whiskey and good boiled crabs in St. Tammany. Come back. Don't make this your first and last trip here, okay? Good, good.
Coach, thanks for your time.
You
Congratulations.
bet,
We
baby.
appreciate it.
You bet.
We'll be back here in just a couple minutes. We'll hear from Rice's head coach and a couple of players. Once again, LSU gets the win 70-60, advances to Sunday's game against Middle Tennessee. We'll be right back in Baton Rouge. Thanks, Coach. Good afternoon once again. We welcome you back to Baton Rouge. Pleased to be joined by Rice head coach Lindsey Edmonds. Also, as you can see on the table on the far side, we're joined by Malia Fisher and then also Destiny Jackson. We will, as we do, we'll allow Coach to make an opening statement. We'll address our questions first to the players, let them go back to the locker room, and then we can finish up with Coach. Coach, players, ladies, thank you for your time. Coach, microphone's yours.
I'm incredibly proud to be their coach. We came in here and we wanted to have the exact same mindset that we had in the conference tournament, and that was to come in and play our best brand of basketball and to not quit and to not give up and be relentless and have the 95 mantra that we've been working on be at the forefront of everything that we do. And I'm incredibly proud. We came in here, we fought for 4 quarters. We won 2 of those quarters against the defending national champion. And I thought we did a lot of great things. But the main thing that I'm proud of is that we never for 1 second quit or looked like we didn't believe that we belonged in this game. So very, very proud. I don't know if I can say that enough.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Let's open up for questions for the players first, please. If you'll address the players who you're asking your question to.
All right, Destiny, Malia, what was it like in the third quarter being on the court when the crowd really started getting into it and you knew it was kind of now your chance to make a push and keep the game going?
I knew at one point I'm running down the court and it was when the crowd was getting really loud and I was like, I can't hear myself think. So it was a different environment, but I mean, you get used to it fast and then you just kind of acknowledge it and then put it out of your mind, and that's what we did.
Yeah, it was really loud, but I just tried to block out the noise, but I enjoyed it, hearing the sound.
For sure.
Junior, the College Sports Report. Both Destiny and Malia, coming in this game, you all have played 4 of the games in 4 days. You won. Coach mentioned in practice that you carry that over to the next game. When did it all kind of like not overwhelm you, but said, okay, we're here, let's do this?
I think first quarter we came out and I felt really comfortable, honestly, on the court. I don't think there was ever a point in time when I was scared or overwhelmed. I would say that.
The first quarter, the first few minutes I was pretty locked in the first few minutes. But, I mean, I'm used to it, and I think we did a good job.
Yeah, Matthew Bernier on 3. Malia, they're one of the more physical teams, I mean, in the country, really. Just how were you all able to go toe-to-toe with them on the glass and really just in all the physical areas?
We had to get used to it for sure. I think coming out, we were maybe a little timid, but I think once we got over that first punch that they threw, we absolutely hung with them. And I think it was just about playing our brand of basketball and hitting shots early to spread their defense out, and then being aggressive. And like I said, not being scared and taking it to them, because at the end of the day, we're all basketball players.
Chance to scroll through social media feeds yet, but the overwhelming response I'm seeing from Rice fans and folks online is that they're proud of you guys and how you fought today. How do you kind of feel about that, coming in a loss but playing the way you did?
I feel proud. I mean, we're basketball players. We came to work, came to fight, no matter who we're playing, just ready to get after it. I think we did that.
And I'll add, our support in our community is amazing. And being on this journey, starting from conference to now, I don't think anybody's doubted us. So I think just having them behind us has really added and contributed to our success.
Bryce Coon, 24/7 Sports back here. Can you just talk about the job that Susie did tonight? Obviously, I mean, comes in as a transfer, and just the growth both of you have seen from her, and her ability to kind of really limit what Angel Reese could do offensively.
Fun fact, Susie actually played LSU her freshman year at Samford and scored 18 on them. So she came in with the right mindset of already knowing that she could hang with them and play with them, and I think she rubbed off a lot on us. But her abilities are unmatched, and playing with her and for her, it just makes me go even harder, and I'm so proud to call her my teammate.
She's really relentless. She's a beast in the paint. I'm really glad I got to play with her my last year.
For the players, Malia and Destiny, it's a pleasure meeting you. Congratulations on your magical run to get here and on your season. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate you joining us.
We can take these?
Yeah, you absolutely can. We'll give Coach the rest of the stack as well when we're done. Nice to meet you. Congratulations. Okay, we'll open up the floor now for head coach Lindsay Edmonds. Once again, we'll get a microphone too if you raise your hand, please.
It's kind of the same question, just to ask both the players, but what have you seen from Susie and her development, and just what it's been like having her in the program and then seeing her perform today?
Yeah, unfortunately, Susie dealt with some injuries early on in the season. It was like highs and lows for her, and we saw her, go through some really hard days. So for her to be able to be rewarded the way that she's been, conference tournament and today is just awesome to be able to see it, because her team has rallied around her and lifted her on those dark days and had confidence in her and poured in her and made sure that she believed in herself, and she was able to showcase her talents down the stretch when we probably needed it the most. Everybody talks about Susie's ability to score the ball, and obviously she can, but her ability to defend and rebound at her size is pretty phenomenal. A lot of people try to just ISO her, but she's smart, and she knows that she has to give everybody a step, and then she needs to just wall up because she's a big wall. So it's been a lot of fun to see her be rewarded the way she has.
Lindsay, it's one thing to talk about coming into an environment like this and playing the game you did, but what was the conversation like in between first and second quarter when you've kind of weathered their first punch, held them under 30% shooting, and it was a ball game?
Yeah, when we looked up at the end of the first quarter, we were like, it's 6-12. Okay, we are okay. We haven't hit shots, but we are doing okay. Our game plan defense, I thought, was tremendous in the first quarter. We were doing exactly what we wanted to do. And now in that quarter break, it was like, okay, settle in. And now the shots that we have been getting, knock them down with confidence. Let's get the ball inside with confidence. And so I thought we came out in the second quarter and played obviously much better because of that. But we weathered the first punch, and we knew we wanted to punch back, and we knew we were going to punch back. Just didn't know if it was going to happen at the end of the first or the beginning of the second. So they weathered it, and they punched back, and they kept punching and kept swinging. I mean, we cut it to 4. Late too. So just really proud of that effort.
I guess a follow-up on that, the poise of your leaders to when the stadium was rocking in that third quarter, and it kind of felt like this is LSU's chance to run away with it. They didn't. Did you have to say anything, or what did you see from the court of how your team kind of responded to that high-pressure situation?
I mean, I just remember looking out at them and doing the settle, and then I saw the players mimicking me. And I just think they have a lot of confidence in one another, and they pulled together, and they went on a run themselves. And so they weren't afraid of that moment. They weren't afraid of the stage. And I think we represented Rice on a national stage really, really well.
Coach, expound on that a little bit further, because now you have a base group that's been to, as I say, college basketball's promised land and have actually crossed the road. Now next season is upwardly bound. You're only losing one player, Destiny, because she's a senior. What's the upside now?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it in the locker room. Remember this feeling. Remember what it felt like to get here. But next year we want to go further. We want to go a step further, and that means summer work has to be harder. Preseason work has to be harder. If I'm being honest with them and I'm being honest with you guys, we didn't help ourselves with our seeding in conference play because we went on our skid that we went on. So if we don't have that skid and we play the way we should have played all through conference, then we're probably not in this matchup, and maybe we have a better matchup for us. So everything matters. We've already started talking about that. And I think everybody's going to be hungry to get back because, like you mentioned, we are losing a big piece with DJ, but we have everybody else coming back, and we signed a great freshman class as well. So excited for what the year can look like.
Just for perspective, and I know it's always it's not easy to compliment a performance after a loss, but so LSU lost at home once this year to South Carolina, I believe, and it was pretty close. So you come in here in a high-stakes game, and I think it was a one-point game 3 times in the third quarter. Pretty close in the last 2 minutes. How do you put that in perspective? Just the kind of game you played today.
I mean, I told our players, our goal is to hold our opponents to 60 or less. We held the defending national champions to 70. Okay, it's not easy to do. We had 6 kills, which for us, 3 kills in a row. I mean, 3 stops in a row was a kill. So we had 6 kills. Like you mentioned, we had it at 1 a couple of times in the third, and pretty close down the stretch. We did that. We showed up and we did that. We were not afraid of the moment, and we were ready to play. Like I said, we proved that we were here, and that we were not going to just be someone that they were going to be able to run over or walk all over. And that was because of their unwavering belief in one another and their unwavering confidence in our game plan and what we were trying to get accomplished today.
Any other questions for Coach? Coach, congratulations on your season. It's a pleasure having you here. Wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. That'll wrap it up for this Friday here in Baton Rouge. We'll be back tomorrow at 1:25 with interviews for both LSU and Middle Tennessee. Until then, have a great Friday evening. We'll see you tomorrow.